So when it comes to ideas, melodically, look, I tend to use the favorite mistake technique, the inspired writing technique, the freestyle technique, the three techniques on the course, for sure. For many, many years, I exclusively used the freestyle technique. So basically just picking up the guitar and just, going for it, whatever. Whatever comes up, right? And on top of that, I could sing whatever, right? Let's see. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just a question of finding a chord progression, finding something that inspires you somehow, that you like to play, and then humming, na-na-naing, gibberish, whatever on top of that. That's the freestyle technique. And I did that for years. And that was the way that I got fresh melodic ideas. But then, of course, with the inspired writing technique and the favorite mistake technique, we are consciously, obviously using songs that we know to get inspired. And that's where I would get the most interesting ideas. So based on a song that I already know, that I'm already playing, something like what we did with the song of the week, okay, which was With or Without You by U2. And we're going to do that again this week as well. We're going to do the bridge for that. But that's, and even using the chord progression of A, D major, A major, B minor, and G major, and then of course incorporating into that, knowing our circle of fifths, the E minor, the F sharp minor, which is also in the key, but just using that, So it's just using songs that to sort of as a springboard, and that'd be the way that I would get melodic ideas, just like listening and also listening to get like fresh ideas and get something like completely from left field. Another amazing technique is to try listening to genres that are outside what you're writing. Okay, if you're writing pop, rock, whatever, try like listening to some jazz or listening to some classical, listening to some hip hop, R&B, whatever, outside of your genre, metal, just shake up your inspiration and see if there's something that you can take away from another genre that has nothing to do with what you're writing. You'd be amazed at the ideas that'll come out from other genres. So that's pretty cool. At some point, a couple of years ago, I got heavily into Frank Zappa, and I never used to really listen to this guy. Like, I knew some of his songs, but I never really was into Frank Zappa. And then, this song came on. I don't remember exactly how it came about, but it really inspired me. I was like, wow, man, listen to this guy. It's just like crazy. Actually, I think it was a YouTube video that just blew me away, man. It was just raw and live. I think it was one of his Halloween shows, Madison Square Garden or something. It was insane. It was unbelievable, raw energy, sweat, and with his Gibson SG, just like crazy. And then I just started listening more and more of that, and it started to translate a little bit into my writing style, but very minimal. I wasn't writing Frank Zappa I wasn't writing in that genre at all. I don't even know what that genre is, I have no idea what that stuff is, neo something, I don't know. Anyway, whatever, I'm not going to try and label his style, but it started sort of coming into what I was writing, which is pretty interesting. It's a very interesting mix when you start to incorporate other genres into your writing. So try that for melodic ideas. Lyrical ideas, to come up with new, fresh lyrical ideas. Look, your environment there's inspiration everywhere if you just sort of look and stop and listen. Even listening to conversations, but listening to them with a purpose. And the purpose is to actually write a song, to get ideas, not just to listen to people talking, or even on TV. You're watching a show. In the back of your mind, always have this. Jerry Seinfeld recently in an interview, he said that he's always switched on to potential new jokes in every conversation, in every situation, everything he looks at, from his kids having breakfast to a business meeting, to his whatever, any kind of outing with a friend. Doesn't matter what it is, he's always in joke mode. And as a songwriter, you can be like that as well. Bruce Springsteen was like that. Bruce Springsteen lyrically would always have a notepad in his back pocket, and he'd always be listening for conversations, jotting down interesting, phrases, interesting observations, interesting, comments that he made or someone else made or whatever. He'd always be in writing mode. So that's another thing lyrically that you could look at. You could look at magazines. You can look at the different techniques that I have on the course. There's 8 of them, I believe, 8 separate different techniques. And it's just looking at writing lyrics from a different perspective and in a different way, and not necessarily in the traditional way, which is just like sitting down there with your guitar and you have your melody, you've already written your melodic line, you have that, and then just like starting to write and hum and na and just like brainstorming, So there's different ways to attack it, okay? Especially if you've got writer's block. Okay, those techniques are very valuable, especially if you have writer's block. But even if you don't, look at your environment. Always be in writing mode. Give that a shot.